I missed the goal, but it's fine. Why? Because it's a brand new episode of Gadget Nation with me, Adam Carruthers. Here we are inside because of the not so conducive environment outside currently. So, we are in lot 10, the 4th floor. The reason we're in the sports area, the reason why I'm decked out in some sports clothes is because of what's on my wrist, which I'm rather looking forward to trying out. So, let me get the ball and we can start.
Dell has announced a comprehensive new lineup of devices across the Dell Inspiron, XPS and Vostro series. Themed the incredible product showcase, Dell featured a slew of products with an upgraded portfolio to include the high-performance 6th generation Intel processor Skylake. The Dell PCs also support the new Windows 10 platform and aim to improve customers' everyday computing experience. Acer has announced its 2 new Windows 10 devices, the Aspire R14 convertible notebook and the Aspire Z3700 portable all-in-one PC at Taipei, Taiwan. The Aspire R14 convertible notebook with a diamond cut edge design and a thinner 360-degree dual torque hinge offers incredible flexibility between 4 usage modes. While Aspire Z3700 all-in-one PC features a built-in battery that will last for 5 hours, allowing desktop productivity or entertainment tasks anywhere around the house. Audio and communications technology specialist Jabra announced the launch of Jabra Speak 810, the latest in its successful Speak series. The Jabra Speak 810 is designed to eliminate the pain points of effective collaboration, technology challenges such as setup issues, connectivity to platforms, and poor sound quality, which prevent effective meeting productivity. Bringing a plug-and-play, easy-to-use speakerphone experience, the Jabra Speak 810 works with all types of smart devices and integrates seamlessly with all communication platforms.
The reason why I'm running around playing this ball, trying to kick it into the hole, is because of what's on my wrist. This is the Garmin Forerunner 225, and I have to say, I'm rather enjoying using it. This is not like just for workouts, this is an all-day activity trainer. You may notice I'm holding an Apple Watch in my hand as well, just for comparison's sake. So, I've had a little bit of sweat, I'm running here, I'm running there, I'm just trying to kick the ball. So what do I think about it? Well, firstly, it's rather large. I think this may look better on a man's wrist, because it is really quite large. 48 mm, the face, that's how large it is, as you can see right there. In comparison, we have the 42 mm Apple Watch, which is the biggest size you can get, just for you to stack up and see right there. So you can kind of get the impression this is a big, big watch. So if you're not comfortable walking around all day, again, this isn't just for workouts, with something so large on your wrist, well, this may not be the thing for you. Saying that though, it may look very heavy, but really it isn't. It feels very light in my hand, and dare I say it, it also looks rather stylish. It's like the Knight Rider car. It's black with red accents there on the face that you can see, and also at the side right there, the buttons. But the other side has black buttons there, as you can see. So, all in all, a very stylish looking device. Now, one thing which I really like is how good the heart rate monitor is. I'm not wearing anything on my chest right here. In fact, Garmin have partnered up with Mio, so what we've seen from the Fitbit Surge, what we also see from the Apple Watch, as you can see behind, you see all these lights here? This is on the Apple Watch. And if I take off the Garmin, you'll also see exactly what I'm talking about. They've also got their version of lights on the back right there. Now, the way it works is, it actually monitors the blood flow through your arms using lights, and then it can judge what your heart rate is. So the technology there, if you use an Apple Watch or a Fitbit Surge, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it does create something very accurate. But unlike the Fitbit Surge, this is only on demand and also during workouts itself. It's not running continuously throughout the entire day to monitor your heart rate from the moment you wake up to the moment you get into bed or whenever you take the watch off. One thing I do like, in comparison to the Apple Watch, for example, is the Apple Watch, I have to move it, tap it to get the screen going. This is just always on. In the bright sun, if we were outside, it's still pretty clear if you ask me. A little bit dim when we're inside, but there is a light on it, so you can activate that to take a look at your stats or just the time. So what else about it? How is it in practice? What about the actual running part? So I think Garmin have done a really good job. Firstly, when you're looking for your GPS signal, obviously to track your running and your distance, etc., and your routes, it'll take anywhere from 30 seconds to a few minutes to acquire a signal. So the thumbs up on that, it's pretty fast, pretty reliable in that sense. As for everything else, 14 different data points that you could use. So in terms of the amount of data it's tracking as you're running, you can choose what you want to see with different screens, etc. So again, that's entirely personal, depending on what you would like to see. As for the actual battery life when you're going, 10 hours with the GPS running, also the heart rate monitor going. So if you can run longer than that, well, good, but you may need to have a backup watch in that case. If you're just going to use it as a daily activity tracker, I should add, it can go for about 4 weeks or so. Now, one thing which I do like is the heart rate monitor can be a little bit confusing, but they've done a very good job. So there's color-coded, that's how it works. So the red is obviously you're at your maximum, orange is your threshold, and then it works its way down from there to warm up, and then aerobic, and then in the zone basically. So very easy, you can have a quick glance when you're running or you're power walking or whatever, and it gives you a good indication of how you're doing. Now, it does go based on your age, but you can actually customize it and therefore just make sure that it's suited more to you if you're really supremely fit, and age shouldn't really be a factor. You can sync it up with your phone. This big red button here does just that. So Android and iOS, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Take a look at all your stats and your data after that, and a little bit of tweaking for your customization. Thumbs up in that aspect, and I'm really liking it. So what do I think about this in closing? What I think about this in closing, I think it's pretty nifty. It's 1,299 ringgit, so it's not too expensive compared to some others out there. It's very good for personalization of the app and then seeing what you can actually just glance at when you're running. So depending on what you want, and also in terms of goals as well. So it does take into account the amount of steps you've taken the day before, for example, and then we'll adjust it accordingly for the following day. So new users can start to work their way towards the usual 10,000 steps a day marker, which so many people like to use. Lots of love, pretty easy to sync up with your phone. The only thing is it is rather large, again, for daily use. I know it can last 4 weeks if you're just going to use it as a daily activity tracker without the GPS and everything running concurrently. But for me, it's okay, I don't mind. I quite like big watches, but for someone that prefers something a little bit smaller, may not be the one for you. But if you're going to use it for running, should be all right. 48mm is not too big, right? Well, again, I think that's entirely up to the individual, but personally, I don't mind it. I also think the color looks very nice, and there's really not much to complain about. Well done, Garmin, and well done, me.